Hello, everyone, and welcome to United Way. Live United. I'm Terry Westerfield, and today I am so proud I have friends in from St. Tammany Parish, and we're here to talk about all that's going on with United Way, with our partners and friends from the Junior League, all kinds of events, and of course, the programs that are also important to the people who live in St. Tammany Parish. I want to welcome to the program Charlene Carter, who is the Executive Director of St. Tammany for United Way of Southeast Louisiana. Welcome, Charlene.
Hello, Terry.
Also want to welcome Jamie Birchfield, who is the Manager of Marketing and Public Relations for United Way Selah.
Hi there.
Jamie. And Cindy Petrie. Now, Cindy is the immediate past president of the Junior League of Greater Covington, and also you are the patron party co-chair for the upcoming Harvest Polo Cup, right?
I am. Thank you for having us this morning, Terry.
So glad. And I'm glad Sharon is here today. Now, Sharon Lodrucker is a sustaining member of the Junior League of Greater Covington, and she is also an advisor to the Harvest Cup Polo. Welcome, Sharon.
Hi, Terry. Thank you so much for having us.
I am glad you're all here because there are so many things going on the North Shore. And first, I would just want to say a little bit about United Way. We always start off the program because United Way of Southeast Louisiana works to strengthen children and youth, the elderly, families, and individuals from all walks of life in St. Tammany Parish, but in Jefferson, New Orleans, Plaquemines, St. Bernard, Tangipahoa, and Washington parishes as well. Now, we work in partnership with government, with nonprofit and civic organizations, and we want to tackle the pressing issues and promote a better quality of life for all. Now, in St. Tammany Parish, one of our many partners is the Junior League of Covington. So I want to kick it off just a little bit, and I'm going to ask Sharon or Cindy, please, let's start this off because this is a big event that's coming up, and let's talk about it. Polo, ooh, a lot of fun. Especially they look like the guy in the Ralph Lauren. No, anyway, we'll go ahead.
We are so excited. This is our 17th year of hosting Harvest Cup Polo Classic. It's going to be on November 3rd from 11:30 to 5:30 at Leah Farms in Folsom. So everyone needs to come get their tickets, and we've got lots of wonderful activities. We actually have 4 polo teams. It's starring United Way, Covington Brew House, Inside Northside, and Lee Michaels. And we have 2 polo matches, and also we do have professional polo players on the teams. So you're going to have to come on out and check it out and come stomp the divots in halftime, during the halftime.
Like on Pretty Woman.
I was going to just say that is a scene that always resonates. I love it. And they're all stomping around, and that is fun. All right, now let's do a little history. How did this come about? 17th year. I always think of St. Tammany, I think of Folsom, I think of the horses and the beautiful scenery up there. And this was just a natural, someone put it together, Junior League, or how did you get involved?
Well, I mean, I can speak to that. Polo is fundraising at its finest. Why do we fundraise? We fundraise to support our mission. You know, we promote volunteerism through training community volunteers to go forth in the community and do good things. We raise funds. With those funds, we support our community projects. That is all important. You may or may not be aware of some of them. We have a career corner. We have Project Prom. We have a Girls' Health Day. We support the Children's Museum with our outreach called Museum Without Walls. We also have volunteers out at the New Heights Therapeutic Writing Center. And every year in October, Junior League puts on a great Read for the Record event, the largest shared reading experience in the world. And of course, we do supply many volunteer hours in the hopes and the help of our Children's Museum of St. Tammany, which we should see in a few years.
Well, this is great. All right, now, I want to come back, Cindy, because I want to hear more about those programs, but I want to hear about how we all kind of work in synergy here, and Charlene, because as executive director in St. Tammany, I know that the ladies, you're all working, and Jamie, with volunteers, working to make St. Tammany a better place to live, work, and raise our families.
Well, I'm pleased to be a partner with Junior League of Covington. Our first endeavor with Junior League of Covington was when they started raising money for the Children's Museum that's in process to be built. And I'm pleased to say that through our Glitz Glamour Giving Gala, which was, by the way, this past Friday night.
I was going to say we have to talk about the GGG.
We were able a few years ago to do, between our Glitz Glamour Giving proceeds and our Women's Leadership Council, a $50,000 sponsorship for the Children's Museum because we believe so much in that. And probably for the past 3 years, we've also been a partner with the Polo Harvest Cup, which happens there in Folsom. It's been a phenomenal event every year, and we're just happy to be partners. We share a lot of similarities with the things we do here in the community. So thank you, ladies, for joining us today, and we always are energized when we speak to you all.
Well, that's what I wanted to talk a little bit about, because when people think of United Way or they think of Junior League, and this is it, our mission statements are about, quite honestly, the helping of others.
Absolutely.
And how did this partnership develop so that Junior League and United Way came together? Now, I know you've said Children's Museum, but here everybody kind of gets to know everybody when you're working in philanthropy, don't you?
Well, we had a person that had been a Junior League member for many years, Miss Patty Ellish, which is the CEO of St. Tammany Parish Hospital. And she happened to be the chair lady of our Women's Leadership Council. And she brought the Children's Museum to the table as a possible partnership. And we embraced that, and that's actually how it got started.
Yeah, and moving forward, like we've said, we have so many common interests in the community that it just seemed like a natural fit for us to move forward with what they're doing, what we're doing, and just come together. I mean, you can get so much more accomplished when you have multiple people working on the same projects.
We always talk about how we can leverage our resources, and there's strength in numbers.
Correct. And Junior League actually embraced our St. Tammany Suicide Prevention Support Program when, I think, the first year in our partnership, and they helped us through ticket sales raise funds to go towards that program, and we were able to promote it throughout their membership as well. So we've just had a really great partnership over the last, I'd say, 3 years. It's been fantastic.
Well, let's just take a moment. Let's talk a little bit about the suicide prevention, and it's okay to talk about it, because then I want to come back to Sharon and Cindy and hear more about the programs that you have as well, and then also, Shirlene, because we have the programs United Way supports within the parish. But we have heard number of times, it's been in all the media, and it is a common thread that unites so many people in St. Tammany, trying to get people, as we said, it's okay to talk about it. There has been an unusually high suicide rate in what so many of us think is such an idyllic place.
Right. And you're right. And unfortunately I don't have the most recent statistics, but from last year, I'd say the last 3 years that we've been monitoring this, the numbers have not gone down. They have not changed. They seem to be. We're obviously building awareness, and we're doing a really good job getting the word out and building the awareness that it is okay to talk about it, and trying to just tear down that stigma that's associated with mental health problems in the area. But unfortunately, it's still a problem, and we're still working. We're still trying to come up with the funds. I know Charlene can talk a little bit about the recent funds that we distributed to the program, but it's still out there, and we're still really trying to push it.
Well, we were able to, with our funds that we've raised, distribute $73,000 a few months ago to support this program.
Great.
I would like to say, though, even though the numbers are staying pretty much the same, we are making a very big impact. Of the 400 cases that we have followed, the people we have followed, there has not been a repeat or a completion of a suicide.
Correct.
And that's because we have partners out there, such as the St. Tammany Health Clinic that does follow-up, Volunteers of America that works in a partnership with us, as well as the parish government and other partners in the community. All of us joining together, we are making an impact. The numbers could be a lot higher. Instead of us staying around the same, they could be doubled or more. But because of our efforts that we've all come together on this particular project, we are able to combat some of the issue. We're still in a crisis mode, and we're just trying to do what we can. But at the same time, we are getting help. You're right, Jamie.
I want to come back to that, and we'll talk about more programs, because, again, I see this partnership with Junior League, with United Way, and the programs that you work with, too, in Junior League. They're about reaching out, outreach to people who might need help, or you're talking about some of the programs with reading and the young women. And, again, it's giving people a sense, an opportunity to experience life, to perhaps have mentorship. There are all these good things that are going on to try to help alleviate any kind of problems/issues that there are in the parish.
You're absolutely right about that. Our league is in place to do good works in our community, to reach out and change lives in a positive fashion. And our partnership with United Way is a very natural one. It works very, very well. And our league has Granted Stops, which is a program that benefits from your grants. We've given them some of our community grant money. Happy to do so and happy to participate in bringing those suicide numbers down.
Well, let's talk about some of the programs that Junior League is working with as well, because we know about the Children's Museum, and maybe let's go a little bit more in depth, because I know, Sharon, you said earlier, and we're going to see it in a few years. This is something that's been eagerly anticipated by so many folks.
If you want to talk about great programs, our Career Corner, we do touch people's lives. We will have a workshop in the fall and in the spring to assist women who are impoverished with wardrobe, resume writing skills, interview tips. We'll give them makeup tips. We try to put them in a place where perhaps they can get the job they wouldn't otherwise, get. Mm-hmm. We have a project prom where we go through the school counselors in the parish, and they refer young ladies to us, junior and senior year age girls, and we let them pick out 2 prom dresses. We get accessories, just the works. And for someone who doesn't have the money to fund something like that, it means so very much.
I was going to say, again,
it means
that outreach, because the emotional and mental health, it can go back to that.
Absolutely.
Because feeling is you belong, you're part of, that you can
Self-esteem
participate.
and all of that goes back to the mental health issues that could develop if this help isn't
and these
given
children
to them.
are not stigmatized. They look beautiful, and we've gotten thank you notes, and it just means a lot to us. And I mean, we do a lot. I just would like to comment on our Read for the Record. We did that.
Please take your time.
It's our 7th. We've done our 7th Read for the Record. We don't have the numbers back from Read for the Record 2013, but each year we have participated in the largest worldwide shared reading event. It was 2.3 million people worldwide read the book last year, and it's great because we encourage reading. It's kind of geared to children 3rd grade and under, but let's have the parents read with the children to the children, and it's a wonderful experience. And actually, I'll let Sharon comment about that because she chaired that event for us last year.
Because honestly, I hate to admit this, it's the first time I've heard about it, and it sounds like a wonderful, wonderful event.
Well, Read for the Record is actually a national program. And Laura Bush kind of started this with Jumpstart.
So
there you
you're
go.
saying it rings a bell. Okay, our former First Lady and librarian, and very proud of it.
Yes. And the Bush Library now. But that's what really started it. And we foster early childhood learning so that children will learn to love reading because they like it, not because they're forced to in school. But, I mean, literacy is the onset beginning for reading a menu, reading a recipe on how to cook, and then actually, doing better in school. I mean, that is like the foundation. And that, to us, for Junior League, it was so important to all these kids. But to have parents involved, grandparents involved, being read to. I remember my little child, I was reading when I was pregnant, hoping that she could hear when I was pregnant. So, I mean, loving to learn how to read, I mean, it just opens the doors. I mean, when you read a book, a novel, it just, your imagination goes wild. You can go places that maybe you can't go physically. And so it is such a wonderful program. And this year, I hope we break that 2.3 million record. And it's all over the world.
Yeah.
So it is fantastic. And you know what? It doesn't cost any money to read. You can go to your libraries. And actually, Madisonville has a brand new library. So it's a 15,000 square foot library with computers, literacy. So it's so important. And again, children are a focus because they are our future.
And Sharon, I was going to say, talk about a natural segue there. Because
I mean, going back to how our partnerships relate, I mean, St. Tammany not just launched, but for a couple of years, and Charlene can talk about the reading program that they have going on here. So, I mean, it's just, it's a perfect fit.
Imagination Library. And I have to stop for a moment, too, because our Women's Leadership Council has said for years that children are our focus. That's our future. And it is. And it all begins with early childhood education, which is something else that, again, I see this mirror here and how involved. Please, Charlene, explain to everybody who's listening.
Our Women's Leadership Council, not only did they embrace the Children's Museum, but around the same time, in December of 2009, they also embraced the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. And I'm pleased to say since December of 2009, more than 26,500 books have been distributed to St. Tammany children from birth to 5 years of age. And that is just phenomenal. The Cecil Picard Institute also did some statistic analysis of this particular program, and it's a state-of-the-art program that helps children be ready to learn when they enter kindergarten. The first book that's given is The Little Engine That Could. The final book that the children receive is Look Out, Kindergarten, Here I Come. And we've had such a great response of this program since its initiation. And we're so happy to see that you guys are working with literacy. We're working with literacy. We understand that if we don't reach these children by the time they're 18 months old, used to, and I'll give a little bit of my age, but when I was in college, we were saying 4 years old, 5 years old. But the new statistics are showing that at 18 months old, we need to reach those kids before that period of time, and we're doing that.
And that's because of the brain development and all the research that's been taking place at Tulane and elsewhere.
What I love so much about the Imagination Library program and what Junior League is doing, that it doesn't matter what your family's income is. It doesn't matter who you are, where you live, you have access to these types of programs. So I just think that's a great thing.
One of the things we're doing, Terry, is we're promoting starting now the gift of books for the holidays for $30. You can provide a child with 12 age-appropriate books, one mailed each month per year to their home, just for $30. It's the gift this holiday season that keeps on giving the whole year long. So just contact our office at 985-778-0815 if you're interested in sponsoring this program.
And say that one more time, because I know that you're going to talk some more, and so are our friends from Junior League, and people are going to be running to get that pen and paper. So one more time, Shirley.
Okay. All organizations, individuals, anyone who are interested in literacy for the young people, please call us and help sponsor some of these children for the holidays. The number is 985-778-0815. 985-778-0815.
Or you can visit us online at unitedwaysela.org.
And this is great because we're kind of going back and forth. I wish that you could all see an hour to go back. We've got Cindy and Sharon Smiley. Let's talk some more about the Junior League programs, because I think we're going to see more of how they all kind of fit together, because you know that these are the issues that matter. So let's talk about, please, share with us.
Well, one thing I would like to say is the beautiful thing about this, what United Way does and what we do, is it is open regardless of a family's income. It's really important for us to reach everyone without any disparity when we can. And I'm just going to, add that Polo, our fundraising at its finest event, it's a great event. It's a wonderful party. But the most important thing about Polo is that we are raising funds to support our community programs. And it's a wonderful partnership. We accomplished so much working together, and we will hopefully continue.
Well, I tell you what, since we went back to that for a moment, let's talk a little bit more about the specifics and about the tickets and where you can get them and how this is coming up on November 3rd. And for those of you who may not live in St. Tammany, how do we get to Leah Farms?
Well, MapQuest. I say MapQuest is the answer. Actually, it's off of Highway 40, straight up, and going through Covington, Highway 190 to Highway 40, make a right, just go straight up, and you'll see the huge flags saying Harvest Cup Polo and Leah Farms, and you make a right. Can't miss it.
And before Sharon gets started with laying out the details, I'm going to just have to throw in that the first time I drove up to that facility, I was just amazed at the setup that they have out there. I mean, it is straight from a movie, what they have going on out there.
But
it's incredible.
Let me say this. Polo starts out as a field of grass.
Yes.
It is green grass.
They build it.
With a couple trees, and we build it. We start on Wednesday, and we erect the tents and bring everything out that we need, and it does become very magical.
Air-conditioned tents.
Well, we do have the air-conditioned VIP tents, and also the silent auction tent will be air-conditioned. But it really is magical. It's something to behold the first time that you see it. But I'm going to let Sharon give the details, because we can get tickets. You can get tickets very easily at our website.
Sharon, please.
Thank you, Cindy. Well, our website is www.jlgc.net.
Stop. I can hear those pencils starting to write. Okay, Sharon, one more time, please.
It is jlgc.net. Not .com, but .net. You can go online and buy tickets very easily through PayPal. Just put in your credit card and go ahead and order your tickets. You can buy tables as well, sponsorships for tables. Six people, reserved table for $7.50. What a bargain! We have so much going on. Wonderful food. We have over 29 food vendors there. We have a VIP tent. You can watch the Saints game, play New York Jets. That go Saints!
Just in case you could go back and forth. You can watch the ponies and
And ladies, make sure you wear your hats.
That's right. We do have a pretty woman hat contest. And let me tell you, the judges, Travis Mackle's going to be there.
Trevor's all right.
And then we have Alicia Wimberly, who is Mrs. Louisiana and a former Miss New Orleans.
Ooh.
So those two. And then you can dance all evening to Karma. So Andre Dupé is the lead singer for that, and I call him Baby Jesus. Harvey Jesus' son is the lead singer as well, but they are an awesome band. They are professional singers. They're wonderful. Also, we have a photo booth this year. And so you can go between drinking, eating, dancing, and then running to the photo booth and take your picture, your memorabilia photos. But we've got an awesome national anthem singer, Marguerite Warren. She is fabulous. Self-taught, and she is phenomenal. She can hit those notes like you got to experience it. Also, we have a hay pull by Lee Michaels. You can win up to $2,500 shopping spree.
Oh, I think I could do that.
Yeah,
I could be
definitely.
coerced, yes.
And then Nintini's. Ooh, they have their martinis. Awesome martinis. And then also the Old New Orleans rum. They have specialty drinks.
Ooh.
Frozen polo coladas. I could be sipping one
I
right
was
off
gonna
the
say,
sideline.
I could probably sip more than one. Go ahead.
And they have a hibiscus spiced tea as well as mojitos. So you can watch the polo players on the sidelines in between the halftime and stomping out the divots with your mojitos and your coladas.
I tell you, it's almost too much. No,
Uh-huh. No,
and
it's
the magic
incredible.
you say of it rising up come Wednesday when there's just grass and you're putting all this in. And again, it's your biggest fundraiser or one of your major fundraisers of the year for all your programs.
This is our biggest fundraiser.
The biggest one.
The biggest. And like we said, this funds for our community projects. The money stays in St. Tammany Parish.
So how many people do you think attend? I mean, because what I've heard, the crowds just grow and grow and grow each year.
Between 1,200 to 2,000 is our.
Ooh.
Yep. And that's from historical numbers.
Wow. So it's amazing. We're going to come back. We'll get some more information again. But Shirley, I like to sit back and forth. Here we go. We have to give a shout out because I want you to talk about some of your vendors and the people you've mentioned, Lee Michaels. But really, Shirlene, you've got to talk about glitz, glamour, and giving and really, again, what a success it was. And you have people just like the Junior League. I imagine there are a lot of people that cross over that are involved in Junior League, involved in United Way, support both activities. And Glitz is such a big event that just happened in St. Tammany with you.
Oh, yes. We had about 400 people attend the event, and it's a fabulous evening with all kinds of silent auctions, fashion shows, food, beverages, just a fun time for a lot of people to get together at the North Shore Harbor Center each year. And we have a lot of our sponsors that step up every year to help us. And I'm going to let Jamie just highlight some of those sponsors, if she wouldn't mind.
No, absolutely. We've had some really great sponsors participate in our Glitz, Glamour, and Giving Gala that just passed. I'll just rattle off a couple: Champagne Beverage, Charter Communications, Lafarge, Luca Falcone, Mark and Vicki Myers, New Orleans Glass Company, Auctioneer North Shore, Rotary Club, Sculpt Fitness, Three Divas and a Sugar Daddy, Pelican Energy, Sea Innovations, Winn-Dixie, Whitney. I mean, we have a whole list.
I was going to say, and I imagine again that there's a lot of crossover
Yes,
going back and forth because these
absolutely.
are community and civic leaders,
Absolutely.
these particular organizations and businesses.
And it was a great event. Our MC is Haley Ridgedale. She's a local pageant holder who is a big advocate on mental health awareness here locally. She's fantastic. The big thing is this is one of St. Tammany's premier fundraisers of the year, and all of the proceeds from Glitz, Glamour, and Giving benefit local children and youth projects, and specifically we do the Saints Community Patrol Camp, Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, which Charlene just talked about earlier, and then the St. Tammany Suicide Prevention Support Program.
And please talk about that because, again, here we are. These fundraisers, yes, we always tease and say we put the fun in fundraising, but they are for these programs that are so needed.
This year, one thing we decide to do, we usually have a nod distinction where we do appreciation to some of our top volunteers of the year. This year we decided to do it as at an honor hour right before this event. And I'd like to just highlight a couple of people if I could.
Please.
Our hidden hero of the year was Chris Kaufman, Chief Chris Kaufman with Fire District 1. Chris has been involved with us with Glitz, Glamour, Giving, with our red bean and rice cook-offs, with the suicide prevention. I mean, no job is too small or too large for Chris Kaufman to jump in with everything and do. He's been on the show many times, but he was honored this year as our hidden hero. And also our Volunteer of the Year was Mark Myers. Our Community Partnership Award went to Carol Wolfram with the Times-Picayune.
Oh, she's wonderful, too.
Yeah, and so we had quite a lot of people that we were able to honor this year. Craig Hebert with our employee campaign coordinators. Media awards went this year to Charter Communications for their fabulous commercials and things they do to help us with
Joan
suicide
Dubuisson.
prevention, and also the Glitz, and also the Lake 94.7. And we just thank everyone for all they do for our events in St. Tammany Parish.
Well, Shirley, we are running a little bit short of time, and I want to go back to the ladies, too, but some last information. Jamie, Shirlene, let's talk about the United Way, the website, our phone number again, because we have a number of programs that we are supporting in St. Tammany. How many are there right now?
There's about 19 or 20 at this point that we're supporting through the United Way of Southeast Louisiana. With that being said, there's numerous partnerships as we're also involved in.
All right. Thank you so much. And the website again? Come on, Jamie, we know it.
UnitedWaySela.org.
I think we both worked on that, or at least you have, I know. And please, Sharon and Cindy, one last time for those who are listening in, where they can get those tickets. Let's spend the whole day, November 3rd, up at Leah Farms. Let's talk one more time about polo.
You can go on the website, jlgc.net. Get your tickets. The tickets are $100 a piece, and you can buy a table, 6 people, $7.50. But come out, join us. We have silent auction. And I did not really say this, but Garland Robinette has donated a $20,000 painting. He will be there. Mm-hmm. Also, we have James McOpolis, too. He's got a Jigglet that he's donated. We're hoping that he will be there, too. But we got some really wonderful art. And art, reading, sharing, education, it's all of it. All this cultural stuff that is just make our entire parish so much better off and helping for great causes between United Way and Junior League.
And Cindy, please.
Well, and I did want to add, we will have a hootout out there. Mark Romig will be taking care of our silent auction and perhaps helping us judge the Pretty Woman Hat Contest. So it will be a perfect day. It begins at 11:30 at Leah Farm.
And we'll all be out there.
And again, let's Google, as you were teasingly saying, Sharon, but otherwise it's Highway 90 to 40.
Highway
and make
190.
Highway
Highway
190.
190.
Make
Going
it
through Covington, go up to Folsom, make a right on Highway 40, go straight up, and it's on your
You can't
left-hand
miss
side.
it.
Cannot miss it. Huge white
The big
flags.
white tents.
Big white tents. It's like Pretty Woman. If you don't remember Pretty Woman, I encourage you to go ahead and rent that movie.
We could all sing the
It
song.
it is the best date. It will be the best date you will ever have. Significant other, spouse. It's a great time with your friends, family. It's exciting.
Thank you so very much. I sure appreciate that. And Sharon Lodrucker, who is a sustaining member of the Junior League of Greater Covington, and she is the advisor to the Harvest Cup Polo coming up. Also, Cindy Petrie, who is the immediate past president of the Junior League of Greater Covington, and she is the patron party co-chair. We have Jamie Birchfield. Thanks, Jamie, for joining us, who's the Marketing and Public Relations Manager. And yes, dear Shirlene Carter, our Executive Director, St. Tammany United Way of Southeast Louisiana. I'm Terry Westerfield. And for United Way, join me, ladies, live United.